It's all fun and games until... Ah, good to see you.
Ominous portents completed. Experience gained, 4042.
But I can help by
Received 9 gold, 47 silver.
You're right, you're not going out there.
New talent point available. Congratulations, you have reached level 29.
You receive item, Sanctified Fell Wrap Ring.
Quest accepted, Soul Shards of Summoning. Quest accepted, Cleaning up Gulvar. You are now queued in the Dungeon Finder. You have joined the queue for Random Battleground. Scraggly cloth boots has been added to your appearance collection. Threadbare cloth belt has been added to your appearance collection. Journeyed staff has been added to your appearance collection. Lunar glow staff has been added to your appearance collection. You gained 26 gold, 59 silver, 96 copper. Discovered Gulvar, 500 experience gained. You are no longer rested.
You loot 8 silver, 95 copper.
I'm out of range. It's too far away. I don't have a target.
You receive loot, Hagra's shard. You loot 12 silver, 44 copper.
Dungeon difficulty set to normal. You have joined the queue for random battleground. Bloodigrantpsa is now the leader of your group.
To a river of souls, stranger. It is best to turn back.
I need to get closer.
This was once a place of peace, a place for eternal rest.
You receive loot, bleached bones. You loot 29 silver, 39 copper. Zarcenaria Eldrathalas receives loot, crushed bone fragments.
I'm out of range.
Leave this place, outsider. It will be your final resting place.
I don't have a target.
You receive loot, crushed bone fragments. You receive loot, giant mandible.
Ancestors of the Shadow Moon,
You receive loot, congealed telesticus.
lend me your
Zarcenaria Eldrathalas receives loot, giant mandibles too.
yes, the perfect sacrifice. For Ner'zhul.
Shiroyukik Stormridge receives loot, cloak of mending magics. You loot 15 gold, 41 silver, 81 copper. Shiroyukik Stormridge has earned the achievement Got My Mind on My Money. Testicle Altarak Mountains receives loot, pendant of purifying mists.
I need to get closer.
Zarcenaria eldrithalis receives loot, goop globules. You loot 21 silver, 15 copper. Shiroic Stormridge receives loot, congealed telestigus.
Are strong and proud. I will feast on your terror. From your former masters.
Bloodigrant Psidalaran receives loot, rivet sealed breastplate.
Of a dying god.
You loot 15 gold, 27 silver, 67 copper. Testicle Aldarak Mountains receives loot, goop globules. Shiroic Stormridge receives loot, punctured plate bracers. You loot 37 silver, 48 copper. Bloodigrant Psidalaran receives loot, giant mandibulks 3. You receive loot, giant mandibulks 5. Zarcenaria eldrithalis receives loot, giant mandibulks 2. Zarcenaria eldrithalis receives loot, tough leathery skin. Bloodigrant Psidalaran receives loot, giant mandibulks 6. You receive loot, giant mandibulks 3.
It's too far away.
You receive loot, venomous claw. Testicle Aldrich.
need to get closer.
Bloodigrant Pseudalaran receives loot, Giant Mandible. Testicle Aldarak Mountains receives loot, Giant Mandible. You receive loot, Giant Mandible. Shiroyokik Stormridge receives loot.
The darkness, the shadow moon cannot be defeated. We walk in the realm of death itself. Kindling of bone and shadow. Army of the dead, arise!
Testicle has died.
Testicle Aldarak Mountains has earned the achievement Shadow Moon Burial Grounds. Rord has earned the achievement Shadow Moon Burial Grounds. Zarcenaria Eldrithalis has earned the achievement Shadow Moon Burial Grounds.
You have learned a new passive effect, Master Writing. Experience gained, 25,094. Received 35 gold, 94 silver, 60 copper. New talent point available. New battleground unlocked, Twin Peaks. New battleground unlocked, Silver Shard Mines. Congratulations, you have reached level 30.
Rord has earned the achievement Breaking the Sound Barrier. Rord has earned the achievement level 30.
Join as a group failed.
Bloodigrant Pseudalaran receives loot, Illusion, Mark of Shadow Moon. You receive loot, Illusion, Mark of Shadow Moon. You receive loot, Blackwater Boots.
Blackwater Boots has been added to your appearance collection.
You loot 15 gold, 42 silver, 5 copper.
Bloodigrant Pseudalaran has left the instance group.
Testicle Aldarak Mountains receives loot, Stream Slither Helm. Zarcenaria Eldrithalis receives loot, Sandals of Arcane Mystery.
Shiroyokik Stormridge has left the instance group. Testicle Aldarak Mountains has left the instance group. Zarcenaria Eldrithalis has left the instance group. You leave the group.
You loot 46 silver, 33 copper. You loot 16 silver, 20 copper. You loot 6 silver, 58 copper. You loot 16 silver, 80 copper. You loot 25 silver, 45 copper. You loot 17 silver, 13 copper. You loot 5 silver, 14 copper. You loot 9 silver, 80 copper. You receive loot, Kurgotha's Shard. You loot 11 silver, 80 copper.
It's too far away. I need a target.
You loot 58 silver, 17 copper. You loot 42 silver, 81 copper. You loot 25 silver, 3 copper. You loot 16 silver, 96 copper.
You have joined the queue for Random Battleground. You are now queued in the Dungeon Finder.
You loot 51 silver, 7 copper. You loot 20 silver, 66 copper. You loot 5 silver, 19 copper.
I need to get closer. It's too far away. I'm out of range. I need a target.
You receive loot, Grogel's shard. You loot 14 silver, 38 copper.
Soul Shards of Summoning completed. Experience gained, 5,407. Received 21 gold. Quest accepted, Heart on Fire. Discovered the Shadow Rise, 515 experience gained.
You receive loot, Fiery Heart. You receive loot, Bleached Bones.
Heart on Fire completed. Experience gained, 5,407. Received 21 gold.
You receive item, Gulvar Soul Shards.
Quest accepted, Forging the Soul Trap.
Be careful, my friend.
You receive loot, Gul'dan Soul Trap.
No matter how prepared.
Forging the Soul Trap completed. Experience gained, 4,305.
I am not.
Received 10 gold, 50 silver.
Razoon.
You receive item, Gul'dan Soul Trap.
Quest accepted, to catch a shadow.
I'm dealing with this.
It's too far away.
You receive loot, Bleached Bones.
No matter. Soon there will be enough fell blood to make thousands for the Burning Legion. Do give my regards to Khadgar. I've a present coming for him.
There remains much to be done.
To catch a shadow.
Commander, what's wrong?
Khadgar, someone's here. Assassin!
Received 31 gold, 50 silver.
You receive item, Foul Spawn Drape.
Experience gained, 6,509. Dungeon difficulty set to normal. You have joined the queue for random battleground. You have joined the queue for random battleground. Tenno is now the leader of your group.
I need to get closer. I can't attack that target.
You receive loot, Swamp Moss 5. You receive loot, Sanguine Hibiscus.
I'm out of range.
You receive loot, Sanguine Hibiscus. You receive loot, Glowing Spores.
It's too far away.
You receive loot, Luminescent Globe.
I don't have a target.
Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, Sanguine Hibiscus.
I'm out of range.
Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, Swamp Moss 4. Gordon Bayroonyxia receives loot, Soul Drain Dagger of the Fire Flash.
It's too far away.
Gordon Bayroonyxia receives loot, Glowing Sporus 2. You receive loot, Glowing Spores. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, Fen Clawfoot Wraps of the Fire Flash. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, luminescent globe. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, swamp moss 4. You receive loot, glowing spores. You receive loot, luminescent globe. Tenno Stormridge receives loot, luminescent globe. Gordon Bayronic Seer receives loot, glowing spores. Gordon Bayronic Seer receives loot, swamp moss 4. Gordon Bayronic Seer receives loot, sanguine hibiscus. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, swamp moss 4. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, luminescent globe. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, glowing sporus 2. You receive loot, sanguine hibiscus. You receive loot, swamp moss 4. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, misty reed bracers of the aurora. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, glowing spores.
New talent point available. New dungeon unlocked, Skirich. Congratulations, you have reached level 31. You are now friendly with Sporegger.
You receive loot, sanguine hibiscus. Gordon Bayronic Seer receives loot, bog spine knuckles. You loot 7 gold, 11 silver, 72 copper. Tenno Stormridge receives loot, sanguine hibiscus. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, sanguine hibiscus. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, luminescent globe. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, sanguine hibiscus. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, glowing spores. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, deteriorating blade. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, swamp moss 3. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, sanguine hibiscus. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, glowing sporus 2. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, sanguine hibiscus. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, swamp moss 3. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, loosely threaded boots.
You are now friendly with Cenarian Expedition.
Gordon Bayronic Seer receives loot, fish oil. You receive loot, swamp moss 2. You receive loot, mode of life X4. You receive loot, Jaggle Clam. You loot 2 gold, 29 silver, 76 copper. Gordon Bayronic Seer receives loot, Tarnished Claymore. Gordon Bayronic Seer receives loot, Sun Rock Boots of the Quick Blade. Tenno Stormridge receives loot, Netherweave Cloths 2. Tenno Stormridge receives loot, Eroded Mail Armor. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, Shiny Fish Scales. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, Purified Drainic Water. Daniho Hosgarode receives loot, Runacloths 2. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, Runacloths 4. Gordon Bayronic Seer receives loot, Netherweave Cloths 3. Gordon Bayronic Seer receives loot, Netherweave Cloths 3. Gordon Bayronic Seer receives loot, fish oil. Gordon Bayronic Seer receives loot, Tarnished Plate Gloves. You receive loot, Netherweave Cloth. You loot 16 silver, 96 copper. Daniho Hosgorod receives loot, tarnished plate gloves. You receive loot, moldy leather bracers. You loot 1 gold, 13 silver, 80 copper. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, Jaggle clam. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, fish oil. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, Runacloths 4. Leader Tenno, look here. Leader Tenno, warning, Gazan.
I need to get closer.
You receive loot, Sanguine hibiscus. You receive loot, Jaggle clam. You receive loot, loosely threaded hat. You receive loot, talisman of tenacity. You loot 7 gold, 8 silver, 96 copper. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, Sanguine hibiscus. Tenno Stormridge receives loot, Sanguine hibiscus. Tenno Stormridge receives loot, Jaggle clam. Daniho Hosgorod receives loot, Sanguine hibiscus. Daniho Hosgorod receives loot, Jaggle clam. Daniho Hosgorod receives loot, girdle of gallantry.
I'm out of range.
Daniho Hosgorod receives loot, shattered exoskeleton fragment.
I don't have a target.
Daniho Hosgorod receives loot, broken mandibles 2.
It's too far away. I need a target. I don't have a target.
Thanir Sargeras receives loot, broken mandible.
I'm out of range. I need a target. I don't have a target. I need to get closer.
Gordon Bayroonyxia receives loot, arm wraps of disdain. Gordon Bayroonyxia receives loot, sharpened stiletto. You loot 7 gold, 74 silver, 5 copper. Daniho Hosgorod receives loot, loosely threaded vest. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, fellweed. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, death cap fungus 4. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, sanguine hibiscus. Gordon Bayroonyxia has earned the achievement Undervogue.
Experience gained, 26,774. Received 40 gold, 13 silver, 28 copper. New talent point available. Congratulations, you have reached level 32.
Thanir Sargeras has earned the achievement Underbog. Daniho Hosgorod has earned the achievement Underbog. Gordon Bayroonyxia receives loot, Sanguine Hibiscus. Gordon Bayroonyxia receives loot, Brain of the Black Stalker. You receive loot, Eye of the Stalker. You receive loot, Sanguine Hibiscus. You receive loot, Strange Spores. You loot 16 gold, 53 silver, 96 copper. Tenno Stormridge receives loot, Sanguine Hibiscus. Tenno Stormridge receives loot, Pauldrons of Brute Force. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, Moldy Leather Helmet. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, Sanguine Hibiscus. Thanir Sargeras receives loot, Brain of the Black Stalker. Daniho Hosgorod receives loot, Sanguine Hibiscus. Daniho Hosgorod receives loot, Strange Spores.
Tenno Stormridge has left the instance group. Daniho Hosgorod has left the instance group.
Orders, Commander.
You leave the group.
We'll get it done.
You have joined the queue for random battleground.
You have inspired me, Commander. I've seen you and your armies win many hard-fought battles across Draenor. We now face our greatest challenge as we attempt to unite against the Iron Horde.
Experience gained, 4,620. Received 11 gold, 79 silver. You gained, 11 gold 51 silver 20 copper. Quest accepted, bigger is better.
Rord has earned the achievement More Plots.
Cleaning up Gulvar completed. You feel rested.
Commander.
Ashran appearance completed. Experience gained, 3,464. Received 8 gold, 84 silver, 70 copper. Quest accepted, Host Howl. You are now queued in the Dungeon Finder.
Well met.
Host Howl completed. Experience gained, 1155. Received 2 gold, 94 silver, 90 copper. Quest accepted, Inspiring Ashran.
Come, speak with me. Never back down.
What can I do for you? Be careful.
Greetings.
Inspiring Ashran completed. Experience gained, 3464. Received 8 gold, 84 silver, 70 copper. Quest accepted, A Surly Dwarf. A Surly Dwarf completed. Experience gained, 4620. Received 11 gold, 79 silver. Delver Iron Fist completed. Experience gained, 4620. Received 11 gold, 79 silver. Delver Iron Fist recruited.
Rord has earned the achievement A Rare Friend.
You need something? See you around.
Discovered Wildwood Wash, 550 experience gained.
Many leagues of deadly land yet stand.
The Secrets of Gorgrond completed.
We should have brought an army.
Experience gained, 4620.
Place for armies. This
Received 17 gold, 69 silver.
before
fortunate to even lay eyes.
Quest accepted. Welcome to Gorgrond. Quest accepted. News from Talater. Discovered Nail's Watch. 550 experience gained.
For heroes, my friend.
Welcome to Gorgrond completed. Experience gained. 4,620. Received 17 gold, 69 silver. New talent point available. Congratulations, you have reached level 33. Quest accepted, a harvester has come. Quest accepted, Wake of the Gene Soar. You are no longer rested.
You receive loot, tangled vines.
Dungeon difficulty set to normal. You have joined the queue for random battleground. Nazareth is now the leader of your group. Nazareth Gilneas has left the instance group. Experience gained, 28,454. Received 44 gold, 79 silver, 84 copper.
Bloodigrant Psidalaran receives loot, Incarnadine Girdle.
Bloodigrant Psidalaran has left the instance group. Storm Pedragnaros has left the instance group.
You loot 18 gold, 16 silver, 80 copper.
You leave the group. You have joined the queue for random battleground.
Too far away. I can't attack that target. I'm out of range.
You receive loot, tangled vines.
Quest accepted, I drew aggro, culture. Discovered Rangery Hollow, 565 experience gained.
You receive loot, tangled vines.
You are no longer queued. You have joined the queue for Random Battleground. You are now queued in the Dungeon Finder. A harvester has come completed. Experience gained, 4,725. Received 18 gold, 66 silver.
Never back down.
I drew aggro, culture completed. Experience gained, 4,725. Received 18 gold, 66 silver. New talent point available. Congratulations, you have reached level 34. Overgrowth Cutter Spalders has been added to your appearance collection.
Welcome, welcome.
You receive item, Overgrowth Cutter Spalders.
Wake of the Gene Soar completed.
I am listening.
Experience gained, 4,882. Received 19 gold, 63 silver. Quest accepted, Lost Mole Machines.
You bring news?
Quest accepted, Rescue Rangery. Discovered Eun Wield, 580 experience gained. Discovered Frond Fall, 580 experience gained. Discovered High Pass, 580 experience gained. Overgrowth Cutter Gauntlets has been added to your appearance collection. Rescue Rangery completed. Received 19 gold, 63 silver.
Fire away!
You receive item, Overgrowth Cutter Gauntlets.
Watch your back.
Lost Mole Machines completed. Experience gained, 4,882. Received 19 gold, 63 silver. Quest accepted, we need an outpost. Experience gained, 4,882. We need an outpost completed. Experience gained, 4,882. Received 19 gold, 63 silver.
What can I do for you?
Someone has declined the invite. You have been returned to the front of the queue.
Greetings.
Quest
We know
accepted,
Dictar.
Tangle Heart.
We will endure.
Quest accepted, Deep Root. Quest accepted, Rangery in the Red. Quest accepted, Seeking the Scout. Discovered Mist Creep Mire, 580 experience gained.
It's too far away. I'm out of range. I don't have a target.
You receive loot, serrated incisor.
I need to get closer.
You receive loot, Serrated incisor.
I'm out of range.
You receive loot, tough leathery skin.
I need to get closer. It's too far away. I don't have a target. I need a target.
You receive loot, serrated incisor.
Dungeon difficulty set to normal. Earththerian is now the leader of your group. You have joined the queue for random battleground. You are now neutral with honor hold. Quest accepted, make them bleed. Quest accepted, Heart of Rage. Quest accepted, The Breaker.
I don't have a target.
Hinata Yutha receives loot, Fel Orc Blood Vials 3. Solsist Warsong receives loot, Fel Orc Blood Vials 4. You receive loot, Fel Orc Blood Vial. You loot 1 gold, 69 silver, 97 copper.
It's too far away.
You receive loot, Netherweave Cloths 3.
I need to get closer.
Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Fel Orc Blood Vials 4. Hinata Yutha receives loot, Fel Orc Blood Vial.
I don't have a target.
You receive loot, Fel Orc Blood Vial. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Fel Orc Blood Vial. Hinata Yutha receives loot, Fel Orc Blood Vials 2. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Fel Orc Blood Vial.
I need a target.
Hinata Yutha receives loot, Fel Orc Blood Vials 4. You receive loot, Fel Orc Blood Vials 4. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Fel Orc Blood Vials 2. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Netherweave Cloths 3. Earththerian Frostmourne receives loot, Fel Orc Blood Vials 2. Earththerian Frostmourne receives loot, Fel Orc Blood Vials 3. Earththerian Frostmourne receives loot, Revitalizing Hammer of the Aurora. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Fell Orc Blood Vials 2. You receive loot, Fell Orc Blood Vials 4. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Netherweave Cloth. You loot 2 gold, 69 silver, 38 copper.
Ame invites you to join the Old Gods. You are now neutral with your guild. Kataji Vashoy has gone offline. Freezar Firetree has joined the guild. Freezar has come online. Nef Shadow Frostwolf has joined the guild. Nef Shadow Frostwolf has come online.
Earth and Fury and Frostmourne receives loot, Fell Orc Blood Vial. Earth and Fury and Frostmourne receives loot, Fell Orc Blood Vials 2. You receive loot, Netherweave Cloths 3. You loot 1 gold, 31 silver, 65 copper. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Netherweave Cloths 2. Ame says, welcome to Old Gods. Earth and Fury and Frostmourne receives loot, Netherweave Cloth. You receive loot, Eternium Lockbox. You loot 1 gold, 60 silver, 77 copper. Nefshadow Frostwolf says, Tuh. Earth and Fury and Frostmourne receives loot, Fell Orc Blood Vials 2. Nikinya Majrivandare says, you're welcome. You loot 86 silver, 25 copper. You receive loot, Netherweave Cloths 5. You loot 1 gold, 81 silver, 58 copper.
Sweet Dreams Spirestone has come online.
You receive loot, Netherweave Cloths 2. You loot 1 gold, 2 silver, 67 copper. You receive loot, Fell Infusion Rod. You loot 7 gold, 81 silver, 86 copper. Hinata Yutha receives loot, Fell Infusion Rod. Hinata Yutha receives loot, Netherweave Cloths 2. Earth and Fury and Frostmourne receives loot, Fell Infusion Rod. Earth and Fury and Frostmourne receives loot, Loosely Threaded Hat. Earth and Fury and Frostmourne receives loot, Netherweave Cloths 3. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Fell Infusion Rod. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Netherweave Cloths 2. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Embroidered Cape of Mysteries. You receive loot, Netherweave Cloths 2. You loot 2 gold, 12 silver, 90 copper. You receive loot, The Stoppable Force.
Arcanus Vashoy has gone offline.
Ame says, here is the Discord deets https://discord.gg/oldgods. You receive loot, Eternium Lockbox. You loot 1 gold, 21 silver, 13 copper. Solsist Warsong receives loot, Fell Orc Blood Vials 6. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Moldy Leather Gloves. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Loosely Threaded Shoulder Pads.
New talent point available. Congratulations, you have reached level 35.
Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Moldy Leather Shoulder Pads. You receive loot, Netherweave Cloth. You loot 1 gold, 3 silver, 36 copper. You receive loot, Hidenite Necklace of the Aurora. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Netherweave Cloth. You receive loot, Dark Crest Helm of the Aurora. Hinata Yutha receives loot, Netherweave Cloths 2.
Rorky Storm Scale has come online.
Earthenferian Frostmourne receives loot, Netherweave cloths 2.
Untouchables Rivendare has gone offline.
Wolf-Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Netherweave cloth.
Gaelic Frostwolf has come online.
You receive loot, Netherweave cloth 6. You loot 97 silver, 88 copper. You receive loot, Vengeance Boots of the Fire Flash.
Ame has gone offline.
Solsist Warsong receives loot, Netherweave cloths 3. Solsist Warsong receives loot, Moldy leather bracers. Solsist Warsong receives loot, You Wand of the Quick Blade.
Stupid Cat Spirestone has come online. Amesks has come online. Exorstorm Scale has gone offline.
Wolf-Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Netherweave cloth. Solsist Warsong receives loot, Tarnished Claymore. Solsist Warsong receives loot, Netherweave cloths 2. Wolf-Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Netherweave cloth.
Nef Shadow Frostwolf has gone offline.
Solsist Warsong receives loot, Netherweave cloths 3. You receive loot, Moonchild leggings.
Moonchild Leggings has been added to your appearance collection.
You loot 7 gold, 86 silver, 82 copper. Wolf-Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Netherweave cloth. Wolf-Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Embroidered Spellpire boots.
Cabela's has come online. Kataji Vashoy has come online. Kumaho Stormscale has joined the guild. Kumaho Stormscale has come online.
Amesk says, please welcome our newest member Kumaho Stormscale.
Hippie Firetree has joined the guild. Hippie has come online.
Amesk says, please welcome our newest member Hippie Firetree.
Brogger Spirestone has joined the guild. Brogger Spirestone has come online.
Amesk says, please welcome our newest member Broger Spirestone.
Nightbissy Firetree has joined the guild. Nightbissy has come online. Laneri Firetree has joined the guild. Laneri has come online.
Amesk says, please welcome our newest member Nightbissy Firetree. Amesk says, please welcome our newest member Laneri Firetree.
Zonrivendare has joined the guild. Zonrivendare has come online.
Amesk says, please welcome our newest member Zonrivendare. Sweet Dreams Spirestone says, welcome guys/gals.
Fluffy Heel Frostwolf has joined the guild. Fluffy Heel Frostwolf has come online.
Amesk says, please welcome our newest member Fluffy Heel Frostwolf.
Lurthias Firetree has joined the guild. Lurthias has come online.
Amesk says, please welcome our newest member Lurthias Firetree. Wolf-Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Netherweave cloths 3.
Hajarasta Frostwolf has joined the guild. Hajarasta Frostwolf has come online.
You receive loot, Moldy leather belt. You loot 2 gold, 34 silver, 71 copper. Amesk says, please welcome our newest member Hajarasta Frostwolf. Laneri says, thank you, love.
Damagdan Firetree has joined the guild. Damagdan has come online.
Amesk says, please welcome our newest member Damagdan Firetree.
Zeke Frostwolf has joined the guild. Zeke Frostwolf has come online.
Hinata Uther receives loot, Netherweave Cloths 3. Amesk says, please welcome our newest member Zeke Frostwolf. Amesk says, welcome, smiley face. Hippie says, sheesh. Nikinya Majrivandare has earned the achievement Great Shot. Cabela's has earned the achievement More Plots. Nikinya Majrivandare says, welcome welcome. Zeke Frostwolf says, tie tie. Damagdan says, hello there. Earthenfairy and Frostmorn receives loot, Netherweave Cloth. Stupid Cat Spirestone says, so I need to do one more daily to be able to do the weekly. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Netherweave Cloth. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Vindicator Bracers of the Quick Blade. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Outlander's Bracers of the Quick Blade. Stupid Cat Spirestone says, and there's still no daily, even after reset in this zone. You receive loot, Netherweave Cloths 2. You loot 1 gold, 39 silver, 74 copper. Freezar has earned the achievement The Stone Vault. Rord has earned the achievement The Blood Furnace. Solsist Warsong has earned the achievement The Blood Furnace. Earthenfairy and Frostmorn has earned the achievement The Blood Furnace. Rord has earned the achievement The Blood Furnace. Hinata Uther has earned the achievement The Blood Furnace. Wolf Cursed Dalaran has earned the achievement The Blood Furnace.
Experience gained, 30,187. Received 54 gold, 96 silver. New talent point available. New dungeon unlocked, Upper Blackrock Spire. New dungeon unlocked, Grimrail Depot. New dungeon unlocked, The Everbloom. Congratulations, you have reached level 36.
You loot 18 gold, 65 silver, 41 copper. Hinata Uther receives loot, Icon of Unyielding Courage. Wolf Cursed Dalaran receives loot, Netherweave Cloths 3. Solsist Warsong receives loot, Bloodsworn Warboots.
Vengeance Boots has been added to your appearance collection.
Night Bissy has earned the achievement Earthcrawl Mines Discoveries.
Solsist Warsong has left the instance group. Lurthias has gone offline.
Wolf Cursed Dalaran says, tie all. Nikinya Majrivandare says, Indorn.
Make them bleed completed. Experience gained, 5,197. Received 14 gold, 38 silver. Wolf Cursed Dalaran has left the instance group. Heart of Rage completed. Experience gained,